Hey, I'm Rich. I build stuff. This is part 3 of my B-17 build playlist. Let's get to it.
We get to it, we do. Yeah, long and short of what happened is just real life got in the way. Out of respect for, the privacy of myself, third parties, I'm not going to do too much more of an explanation than that. But as you can see here, I'm putting together a rudder pedal because during the past year and a half, the thing kind of, the photo edge detail broke, so in fixing that, I had to make a new rudder pedal there. So then what you saw me do real quick is just I have a little side bin here that I put some of the assembled pieces into. And going from that, I also smoothed out a few pieces of that fuselage internal area. And then you see me measure it and then cut out a few door details to add in, just because if you're looking up in the bomb bay, there would be doors there. So that's what I'm doing there, and adding them into the internal wall sections of the fuselage there. So that's about it, and then we go ahead and we see what I got to say in the non-time-lapse section of this, huh?
Alright, so after a bit of thinking and looking at the condition of this guy here, not only am I going to be smoothing that bit out there and tweaking things, I also need to find a way to make it so when I do put this all together, it lines up as perfectly as I can. Because all this photo etch does end up requiring that, you do things to the fuselage itself. So I've got to find a way to make sure I know where this lines up while also having these two fuselage halves be easy to pull apart, except when they need to go together. So I need to find a way to do that. And here's an important part of the process I go through: hemming and hawing. So my thought process is, knowing where this will line up, right? What I can do is make some further tweaks to areas I won't see when I've, got everything apart. And with that, what I can do is actually hide some of my own alignment features. By hiding them in places of this that I know won't be seen, I know areas that will be seen, and I can, add details as appropriate. So, just to kind of put what I rambled there into better English, so what I'm doing here is I'm, kind of test fitting all the pieces together, and then finding not only what the features, are supposed to hold this place, this thing in place as, right? That's a lot of the prongs you see in this model. I'm also looking for places where the where to put the magic sculpt I'm adding now. Now basically I make some blobs of magic sculpt. I put some super glue on one side and then stick that to the side of the fuselage, and then I nudge the magic sculpt into places where it'll be able to sit in and make that feature to add into position. Once I do that, I can then update the make other updates to the model. So first is making those invisible alignment features. Then comes removing the alignment features that would be visible in the model, so that I have the room to add details. But I've also eliminated those prongs, because I would think that had kind of ruined the illusion for me. If I saw the prongs in places where they wouldn't be on the B-16 and whatnot. So removing the prongs was first clip them off, and then do a lot of sanding, do a lot of then putty filling in for the ejector pin marks, as well as other sunk in details that wouldn't quite exist. And then after that, just a bunch of filling in with putty. When I have a putty and it's still wet, I can smooth out the Tamiya stuff with rag soaked in the Mr. Hobby thinner. I use the plain thinner for this, not the leveling thinner. And after that, when the putty hardens, and I can go ahead and do some sanding. And as you saw there, this pause in motion that just happened, that was hemming and hawing. I put a lot of this stuff in high-speed time-lapse, by the way, just to save everybody a bit of time. I can quickly explain what's going on. If anybody wants to, see things more in depth and more real-time speed, I can do that. But then it's going to be a bit more like a clip show, and I find that to be sometimes a little annoying. But yeah, there's me also now laying out the plane a bit, trying to measure things out a little for some purpose or other. And but we're about close to the end of this time-lapse section, and then you're going to hear about a wonderful idea I had and got permission from the missus to do concerning laying out the model itself.
Alright, so looking at this, thinking a little bit, let's go ahead and zoom this guy in a bit too. Yeah, I can work with that. Okay, so you can see all these interior details. You can also see, I'll just take this nose interior set of instructions, right? You know, there's bits on the interiors, right, which I guess is actually, yeah, this looks like the instructions match. But, yeah, you've got areas here where they're telling you, oh, hey, stuff goes here, stuff goes there. So I was thinking a bit to myself, okay, how do I, you know, kind of get an idea of where things are going to go to better understand, you know, how I want to tweak stuff. And then I realized, you know, the missus does have a bunch of these nice paint markers, and I think I'm going to use some of them to do that. So, alright, I'm going to go yoink something. No, I'm not. I'm going to ask politely.
Get the wife's consent before doing things with her stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I use the red paint marker to mark things I'm going to remove. I use the green for where I'm going to add stuff. And here's just the process of marking things in. So I also add a little later in yellow places where I might want to put some wiring for any electrical idea, like lighting or whatnot. Yeah, that's the overall process of marking it up. Then later in this video, you should see a little bit of me starting to remove some pieces as well, and trying to keep that nice and even to get this really readied up for adding all that photo etch. Alright.
Alright, and I'm sure I'll find more things as I go. But that way, now you can see I've got some green markings for stuff where I'm just going to add things, and then red for where I plan to take, either I'll have to take away or I'll plan to take away. And what this is giving me is a clearer picture of what's going on in this kit, and that's going to help me not only with the, you know, laying out, you know, where I want to put the styrene strips I got for improving the overall structure appearance internally, but also it's going to help me in placing, you know, various other detail bits, like, say, wires if I want to add lights or, you know, what have you.
Alright, so then I go ahead and this is where I marked in yellow. I thought I marked it in the other time-lapse section, sorry. But, yeah, I do it not only on the fuselage halves, but also on the top fuselage half a little bit, just so I would know where I'd be hiding connections and whatnot. And then, if my head would get out of the way, there we go. As you can see, I did a bit of putting in the styrene strips. I'm going to have to change the camera angle, you know. We want to see the model, not my bald spot. No one wants to see your bald spot, Rich. Anyhow, yeah, this is your fate, young kids. Anyways. So here I am cutting out more sections of styrene strip. Seems I got the message of not, you know, putting my bald spot in the camera for the time being in this particular segment. And then I go ahead and I cut some more styrene strip to do the, you know, cross members the other way. I also took some effort to align these strips to where they'd be in the top fuselage section to try to have things matching up. And then I go ahead, I even things out with the clippers and then the scalpel. Then I go ahead and I think somewhere soon I start breaking out the Dremel. I do a bit more adding in those details first, which is a good thing. And apparently keep missing with the camera angle a bit. Even though I tried to, you know, get it right. Oh well.
Alright, so as you all can see, I've gone and marked up this, and I've also added, just where it'd be more exposed, some cross members. I should add some in here too, and on the other side, actually, now that I think of it.
But what I'm also going to do is these areas I've marked red are pieces that I want to eliminate and smooth out, just so that, you know, I'll be able to do a better job. So here we go. Okay, and then I save your ears the high-pitched whine of the Dremel by putting it in time-lapse. Now, if only I were smart enough to save my eyes by wearing safety glasses, but apparently I'm doing safety squints. Yeah, okay, I may have taken that from another YouTuber. What is it Steve Jobs said? Good artists create, great artists steal. Well, I'm saying somebody else did it, so I guess I'm sort of doing like a silent attribution of a joke. But then, yeah, then again, I guess you could do that with other things. Okay, so here I do something dumb and then do something smart. The dumb thing was trying to cut out that door with the saw. Then the smart thing was, wait a minute, I'll just Dremel it out with a milling machine bits type thing, and then even it out like you saw here with a scalpel and other bits. Alright, just to, so I have some, memory space left in my little disk things here to edit with. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Next time I'll probably be doing a bit more refinement to this and refinement to the other pieces. I'm going to try for once a month on these again if I can. Things are kind of equilibrating in my life a bit, so I can start, doing fun things like this again. But, hey, thanks for everybody who stuck around for that long-ass hiatus. And if you're new, hey, thanks for sticking around. And I guess this is the part where I end with that YouTube dance, because I'm going to put the annoying shit at the end so I don't bother y'all. But, hey, like, share, subscribe, hooray! Hey, peace out.